Coming up next on Common Agenda, Nick and Jess finally break up.
Returning the show to its former glory. Just let us dream, okay? Stick around. Welcome to another episode of Common Agenda, the show that brings you the latest news and upcoming events from around Emerson College. I'm your host, Sam Howell, and boy, do we have a show for you. Do we? You'll have to stick around and find out. With that in mind, let's just jump right in, shall we? Let's do the news. It's kind of a big deal. If you've seen anything on social media in the last 2 days, you'll have seen that our own Emerson College is becoming Emerson College no more. That's right, on December 4th, the Emerson College of Communication will officially become the Ron Burgundy School of Communication. I mean, we all knew it was coming. Promoting Anchorman 2, Will Ferrell, will come to Emerson as Ron Burgundy on the 4th and rename the whole darn school. Quoth Lee Pelton, "I immediately regret this decision." Not really, he's pumped. Everyone's pumped. We'll have a news legend among us and also get a free screening of the movie. It's like every nerd's dream come true. Most of our student body is probably kicking itself for missing Larry David this past Wednesday night in the Semmel Theater. In case you're wondering, he's only the actor, writer, producer, and comedian known for his work on Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and so many other shows. Not to mention, he's an Emerson parent. David spent the time talking about his career and experiences within the comedic industry. Emmy Award-winning announcer Michael Kay moderated the talk with David while broadcasting the show live from Emerson's WRS-FM studios. The Emerson community bids a sad farewell to one of our own, Carl Baer. Mr. Baer served as the senior executive in residence in the Marketing Communication Department. He passed away unexpectedly this past Wednesday, November 13th, at the age of 54. He joined Emerson back in 2004 and was instrumental in the development of the college's Business and Entrepreneurial Studies minors within the Marketing Communication Department. President Pelton addressed his death in a letter to the community stating that Baer will be greatly missed and that our community here will feel his loss in so many ways. Rest in peace, Mr. Baer. In happier news, Associate Professor James Masick recently announced that 17 Emerson students and graduates won or placed highly in 8 scriptwriting contests during the fall 2013 semester. From the Broad Humor Film Festival in California to the New York TV Festival, these students and recently graduated alumni won or were recognized for their TV pilots, screenplays, and scripts. Congrats to all the Emerson winners, finalists, and semifinalists. Boston.com recently published an article about a marketing class, and it wasn't even complaining about the PowerPoints. A couple weeks ago, an Emerson marketing class led by David Gersoff-Richard got Patriots receiver Julian Edelman to visit the class. They did this via Twitter and wicked marketing skills, obviously. The fact that Boston.com published this article just makes their marketing even cooler, and now that story is being featured on Common Agenda, Marketception. And now let's see what Jamie the Sandman Sanders has for us today. Jamie?
Today I'm joined in studio by a very, very hardcore man. He enjoys pina coladas, getting caught in the rain, and devouring the souls of the unborn, Gene Meyer. How you doing, buddy?
Good, good. No. I just want to take this opportunity to say Pig Destroyer is the greatest band of all time.
He is that hardcore. Pigs will not survive in his presence. But aside from being hardcore, you are actually here representing Police Geese,
yes.
a comedy troupe on campus.
Police Geese is a troupe that I formed last year after trying out for 3 different troupes and not getting into any of them. But on one of the rejection emails, it said our troupe was founded by people who didn't get into other troupes, so I figured, why not start my own? And so I put up posters all around campus, and I contacted some friends of mine, and we've done 4 shows and participated in 2 all-troupe shows since then.
That is a monumental achievement. So many troops kind of fizzle out when when people try to do grassroots troop movements, and it kind of gets burned in a brush fire. But you guys have survived, partially due to your hardcoreness. But now, if somebody new wanted to get involved and wanted to come to the altar of Police Geese, what would you do?
Well, we do have auditions at the beginning of every semester, and we do have a lot of members in the stand-up comedy scene, myself included, and so we like to keep an eye on people who we think would mesh well with the group and who we think are funny. So
do stand-up comedy. It will get you some connections.
Yeah.
Super cool. I do stand-up comedy, and I'm connected to this.
Oh, I didn't
handsome
know.
devil. Yes, I know. It's wonderful. Hello.
That's weird. We never met
I know.
before.
So
Yeah.
what are you doing later?
Slow down. all
Okay,
right,
that's true. That's true. I moved too fast.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. It's
yeah.
just, you're too hardcore for me, man.
No, it's,
So now, when is your next show?
Our next show is Friday, December 6th at 7 in the multipurpose room. Yeah. And next semester, we're going to be doing a filmed TV special for EIV.
That is hardcore
Yeah.
as can be. And thank you so
Yeah.
much for coming on.
No
Now it's time
problem.
to check in with Claire Kerr for this week's After Emerson segment. Who have you got for us today, Claire? I love you, Eugene.
This is Claire Kerr with Common Agenda's After Emerson. Today we have an exciting interview with Pat Bartavian, who is the owner of Bartavian Incorporated at 160 Boylston Street next to Emerson College. Hello, I'm here with Pat Bartavian inside her store, Bartavian Incorporated. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you for coming.
So let me start out by asking you, being right next door to Emerson at 160 Boylston Street, what has it been like to see Emerson evolve over the years? I mean, you graduated in 1944 and a lot has happened.
We're just thrilled with the way we've gone. We're so excited about how Emerson is developing and the wonderful people that are coming out of Emerson. It's some of the most special people in America come from Emerson background.
Oh, we're happy to hear you say that. Well, how has your personal experience at Emerson, how did that help contribute to your career as a business owner and all of your other careers along the way that you've had?
Well, we felt that everything we learned at Emerson helped us to make better judgments and decisions as we came along. And we were so excited to have that opportunity.
Now, I understand that you had a past Hollywood career before you came back here and took over your father's store, who started the store in 1910, correct? Yeah. Could you give us some background on your exciting Hollywood career with your sister? I know that you...
Well, it's kind of an interesting story. They were having auditions at that time. WEEI, the radio station, used to be right down the street here on Boylston Street. So we took our guitars, we played Martin guitars, and went down and auditioned. And on our way home, we live out in town, we were going to take the Back Bay Railroad. It was in February, and the street was a little icy, so we were hurrying, and we fell down.
Oh.
And as we fell down, we knocked down a few of the people that were waiting. So while we're all picking each other up, one of the people we knocked down was a booking agent. So he thought that was so funny. He said, come down to my studio. And we went to the office the next morning, and a week later, we were on the train to Hollywood.
Thank you again so
Well,
much for
thank you
being
for
with us.
asking
And
me.
yeah.
I'd be glad to help anytime.
Once again, this is After Emerson on Common Agenda. Thank you.
Hey guys, JD here with some Emerson events that you cannot miss. I mean it. Go to all of them. I'll be watching you. Emerson Stage is pleased to present Starting Here, Starting Now. Opening night is this Thursday, the 21st, from 8 to 10 p.m. in the Tufte Performance and Production Center in the Green Theater. The talented duo David Shire and Richard Maltby Jr. combined their talents and their songs from their earlier musicals to bring us this new contemporary one. The musical deals with a cast of only 3 people and their journeys throughout modern relationships. This is a show you really won't want to miss, and tickets are only $8, so go buy them now. Excited about some good old, not very old-fashioned feminism? I know I always am. Tomorrow at 8 in the Beard Room at 7, there will be a showing of Misrepresentation, spelled M-I-S-S. Get it? It's a powerful documentary exploring the problems facing women in the media and the root of some of those issues. If you haven't seen the film yet, I highly recommend it because most of us care about both media and women, because who doesn't? The event is put on by Emerson Peace and Social Justice, and it is also super duper free and informative, so more things we like. Everyone should check out the movie. And guys, you know what's a great way to pregame the Catching Fire premiere at midnight this Thursday? Talking to the guy who edited it, of course. Alan Edward Ball, ACE, will be talking at the Bright Family Screening Room from 7 to 10 this Thursday evening as part of the Bright Lights series on visual storytelling. By the way, this guy's also edited The Amazing Spider-Man and 500 Days of Summer, along with a lot of others, so he's kind of a champ. It will also include a talk by filmmaker Noam Kroll about the editing process. It should be informative and shed a whole new light on post-production. Or you can just go and say that you met the guy who had to stare at Jennifer Lawrence's face for a living. On Friday, November 22nd, children's author Tommy Greenwald is giving a talk to Emerson students. He's the author of Charlie Joe Jackson's Guide to Not Reading, a book about reluctant readers, which is solidly funny. He also wrote the lyrics to the musical John and Jen in his day job. He's the executive creative director of a company that makes ads for Broadway. He'll be in the Beard Room on Friday at 2 talking about these things and others. He sounds like a super duper cool guy to meet, so you should all come check it out. Now I know what you're all thinking. Where can I go to see snippets of plays written by Russian physicians? Well, we have the conveniently specific event for you. The senior BFA acting class will be presenting scenes from Anton Chekhov's most celebrated works. For 3 nights only in the Semmel Theater, you can come see scenes from The Seagull, Three Sisters, and The Cherry Orchard. The events will start at 8 o'clock tonight, Wednesday, and Thursday. I would conclude this story by rattling off some Chekhov jokes, but I'm pretty sure they'd sound a little bit too pretentious. Instead, I'll just make childish puns. Although, I guess that an intelligent joke would be a good one of my Common Agenda goals to check off. It's that time again, America. Time for Alex Smith's very own segment, Stage Spotlight. What's good, Alex?
Here we are, Emerson, in the Tufte Center, the site for all things arts related. Here to delve into another M-Stage production, starting here, starting now. Let's head up to the Green Theater and see what castmates we might run into. I'm joined by Brina Beck and Audrey Owens of Starting Here, Starting Now. Now, from what I understand, you guys are double cast. So how has that changed your rehearsal process?
It's been really fun, really interesting. I've never been double cast in a show before, so it's been like a learning experience for sure. And we've been at rehearsal together this whole time, pretty much. So we get to watch each other and kind of learn from each other, you know, and also like learn from each other.
Yeah, and see how
in a different way. Like we do totally different things.
Right. And see how cool it is that like with one piece of music, 2 different takes on it, it can be a completely different song.
Yeah. Right.
So I would say that the biggest change for ours is that we've added a woman in. In the original, it's only woman 1, woman 2, and a man. So we've completely added a new character, and so Scott and John worked together to, John the musical director, worked together to separate the songs and give certain songs. I mean, they added a completely new character into the mix, which is really cool. And they also were able, with the permission of Moppy and Shire, to add songs in from their other works.
So when can Emerson students expect to see you guys take the stage as Woman 1?
My cast is on Thursday night, opening night, Friday night at 9 o'clock, weird time, so make sure you check before you come, and Saturday at 2 o'clock.
And I'm in cast B, and we'll be performing Friday at 5, Saturday at 8, and then Sunday at 2.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you guys up there.
Thanks.
Make sure to join both casts of Starting Here, Starting Now right here at the Green Theater in the Tufte Building for a unique adventure. I'm Alex Smith, signing off for Common Agenda's Stage Spotlight. See you next time.
Well, that's about all the time we have for you today, Chekhov fans. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Really, I do. I know I say this every time, but this time I mean it. I'm trying to be a more caring person, you know? So go out and seize the day, dear viewer. Tomorrow isn't promised to any of us. So now, armed with knowledge of the Emerson community, you can go out and make the most of today. I'm Sam Howell, and for all of us at Common Agenda, I'd like to just say, Carpe Diem, Robin Williams, 1989. See you next time.